Okay, today I'm going to be doing Reapers and uploading those videos to YouTube. Basically just playing Reapers every game, talking about what I'm trying to do with them, why I'm upgrading the way I'm upgrading. But generally speaking, you know, it's going to be attack upgrades because Reapers have 2 attacks, scale quite well with those 2 attacks, you get 4 of them, and also they have bombs. I'll be getting the critical strike upgrade every time. The other upgrade, basically you get the ability to spawn little Reapers, obviously. Yeah, and they do 50% of the damage of the regular Reapers. So taking Conce's Rock because he has shop side there, obviously that's the shop there, so we're taking the shop side and making it easier to secure that shop at 4 minutes because we need our Reapers, so we definitely need the shop at 4 minutes. If we were both going to play heroes like Ghost DT or something, which me and Cons do sometimes, then we don't need to do that because it doesn't really matter. Yeah, although it's still good to make sure that you get one side, so if you take your allies' rocks, it's always good because then you have a really good chance of always getting one tower, which is very important, whereas otherwise you could end up getting no towers and then you're in a pickle. You notice even though I'm slow here, because of this rock, he can't see up here obviously until later. He's giving me so many kills there, Jesus. Yeah, so obviously you don't spend any money at the beginning, you don't go +1 or anything, unless you know your ally is going for some saving strat. Oh, so I'm getting teamed here, but actually one of them's running away, the other one is staying. Asking my ally for a scan because he doesn't need one, I don't think. He hasn't used his, but he's not giving it to me, which is sad. Alright, so I've got a lot of money here. Actually, I should have moved these units down. If you don't scan but they do, you just have to move your units down to the low ground. Oh, this is tasty. Right, so it's only 3 minutes and I've got a lot of money. But I'm gonna go Reaper Ghost, and I advise anyone that's gonna play Reapers to go Ghost as well, and learn how to use both of them, because the only true counter to a Reaper is Ravens. You know, the splash is constant, you know, you're constantly worried about the splash, and then you can lose all 4 of them to one Seeker. The Seeker has to have +1 upgrade, so bear that in mind. If it has no upgrades, then your Reapers won't actually die if they have full health. Alright, so we've got 10 seconds till 4 minutes, so I'm going to go and get the shop there. Yeah, but bear in mind about the +1 because it can save you a lot of hassle. Alright, so need the shop there. Do this cute little trick that I did there, and immediately obviously bind them to your favorite hotkey or your most responsive hotkey. Mine is my 5 and 6. It's the only hotkey that I put 2 numbers to. You can throw the bombs down like that. It always forces the retreat at least. If they don't retreat, then they obviously lose a shit ton. Constance is in a bit of a pickle here because Marauders die to Zealots really hard. And you can pursue units because Reapers are very fast. Yeah, Constance is not like that. So you need your tower quite regularly, right? Because Ravens are going to be looking to fly around here and then just come down where I am now and Seeker the shit out of me. So that's the strat that you got to be looking out for. So you also have to be very careful when you kite, because Reapers are faster units. When you kite forward, you know, oh shit, yeah, so when you kite forward, the Reapers run to the front of the army. Yeah, so I popped my Reapers up there as I was cutting the units there for obvious reasons. They just sit there and pow down on the enemy. And yeah, you kind of always want to be farming with Reapers. Like, if you're sat in base and they're not shooting, then consider not going Reapers. next time. If you're more of a passive player, then you don't need to go Reapers. You need to be constantly farming them. So when they're clumped up like this and you're on the high ground there, it's perfect to do that. Although he was cutting forward, so that wasn't as effective as I thought it would be. Oh god. Almost pulled that back in time, but didn't. So my ghost's coming out there. Gonna get my other Reaper back, and I'm gonna get the critical strike upgrade. So they have now 6.5 range. If you get the other upgrade, they're stuck on 5.5 range, which means that they're gonna be at the front of your army all the time when you have a 6 range unit like Phantoms, which is pretty bloody useless. So alright, so this guy's got Stalkers. Cons is going HK, you can see a second one just popped out there. Make sure to get the Guardian Shield on hotkey because it's so important. Alright, and now I've got my Ghost and I've got my Reapers. I'm going to start going attack upgrades. Can tank a little bit with your Ghost. He has decent regen when it starts. So yeah, you're constantly microing the Reapers obviously, because if you let them go free fall, if you don't have them on hotkey especially, then they'll just run to the front of your army a lot and then just get Shrek. So when you've got the beacon on a hotkey here, you can also just click it, press F or whatever you have it on heal, and then pick your most needed heal there. So you don't have to bring your army everywhere, you can just bring your Reapers, throw it down a bomb or something. Oh, that's a MarineArena. Alright, so I got a neighbor with Stalkers, so definitely going to go Phantoms here. Obviously, Phantoms also very weak to Ravens. I'm scanning up there just in case that guy has Ravens that I didn't spot and I was just about to lose all my Reapers, right? Because it's something you can't underestimate, the counter that Reapers have. For the cost of a scan, you know, all 4 of your Reapers, it's definitely worth it. This guy's cutting into a much larger mass there, it's interesting. So I've gone +3, I'll get a health upgrade after this. I send my Marines forward only, so if he saves this, it's not going to be too painful. And again, a couple of bombs. And they're on 80 damage each, but there's a lot of them, right? They hit 5 targets. Yeah, 5 targets at 80 damage. And there's 4 of them, obviously. So 20 targets at 80 damage. If you can spread them out enough to do that, though. Usually, obviously, especially against big units like Stalkers, the bombs are only going to hit 1 time on 3 units, maybe. Alright, so someone's gone for a Ghost. Getting sick of Conce's HK, I guess. So Conce is scanning around trying to figure out who it is. Yeah, there it is. So we've EMP'd him, and now we're going to focus him down. You can see I got the minerals for that because save are very likely to come out of this though. Yeah, so with critical strike you do extra damage against or I don't remember actually. Yeah, I knew there was going to be a savior out of that. So I get a health and then go back to attack upgrades. Even though, you know, we're hard countered here, it doesn't really matter because we got 2 HK, 4 Reapers and a Ghost, so the DPS from the investments here are too big for anyone to care about counters. Alright, so let's have a look at this actually. Yeah, so it's about the stun. It says stun. I'm pretty sure it's just a slow. It says it stuns heroes, but I think it's just a slow. Maybe it was a stun before, but it definitely doesn't seem like it. So it hits like 4, I think, and then the next attack is extra damage. Let's read that again. The Reaper's next attack will deal 50% more damage and stun hero elites for 1 second, and that comes out. Yeah, and that comes out after a certain amount of attacks that the Reaper does. I think 4. So with Phantoms, it's very good because the Reapers are just on an A click now, and meanwhile I've got the Phantoms behind, in front of it, making sure nothing ever comes out. Alright, so you saw that he tried to EMP my Reapers for some reason, but I focused him down again with the Reapers, and then I focused the Reapers onto the Ghost, and then immediately put my Phantoms on and just stun forward, so there's no way that anything's going to get to my Reapers while I'm stunning the shit out of them with Phantoms. Those Marauders aren't stimmed yet. Now they are. These could be some good bombs here. Yeah. And this is a pretty overpowered strategy. You know, I've got everything covered. You know, if someone goes a bit harder on heroes, then I've got the Ghost ready. Damage, range, all I need to deal with anything, and get second Ghost if absolutely necessary. DPS in the Reapers and Phantoms. EMP for things like DTs. DTs would be the second best counter to Reapers. I guess an Infestor could also catch them out pretty well. Yeah, so scanning again. You know, just as Conce's one ran out, they threw the Savior out. So that was very rude. Very low health Reapers. Did lose 2 to that Savior, but that was better than all 4, which is if I didn't scan I wouldn't have reacted at all. I would have lost the Ghost as well, and all 4 Reapers. So do remember to scan. Lower mass. When you're low on mass, get a support tower. When you're really high on mass, maybe not as important to get a support tower. You're more likely to be stuck on full supply. And I mean, I said I had everything in this build, but that's not necessarily true. What we don't have here is any siege at all. So, as you see, you know, if we run into a base, we're likely to just get Savior to the face. Didn't mean for that to rhyme, but I'm happy it did. And yeah, so without any siege, it's a bit annoying to end pubs once you've won, because obviously the bounty's looking good for us here. So what you can do for that is, because you've got a shit ton of upgrades on your Merc anyway, you can get 2 Ravens with the turret upgrade, and that will help end the game much faster. Also no high ground vision technically in this build, so good to get some things here. Can also put down PDDs because Marauders count, right, as PD projectiles. Their attacks do. So that can be very helpful for uncountering yourself. And then you can have a bit more control over what's happening on the map. Yeah, my hotkeys, for some reason everything went on my Raven hotkey there. Cons is in here having a good time. He's destroyed base defenses. Yeah, so I mean, if I didn't get the Ravens here, right? So what I'm at risk of is just getting all my my Reapers and Ghosts Shrek to Saviors, or base defenses as well, which Reapers kind of help against. But this way, you know, I can be a nuisance on the top here. And if this happens, Reaper's still useful. Oh, those Jimmos, yeah, those are Jimmos. Oh, I just got stunned by Spectres. That's always surprising. Khan's still got his Lurker in here, yeah. 190 kills on the Lurker. So you see I've still got my turret up there. And my Reapers are still, you know, even though Marauders hard counter you, doesn't really make any difference. Khans can take all that. And looking at the bounty, you can see just the crazy farming potential of Reapers. And you see those turrets up there causing a lot of trouble. I can even throw down a cheeky PDD as well. I mean, this to Savior is obviously a good feeling if you can get it. Can plate spin your turrets alive there. I'm going to send all my Marines forward and be a nuisance over here again. Can EMP the destroyers? They do have shields, so a bit of spell damage from your ghost. Yeah, as you can see, he's kind of stuck here. Oh, there's a Savior. So that's 3. And this spot here will keep shooting that turret, which is important. And there's 4. Alright. Just see what's happening over here. Alright, so that's 4. You can see this turret, particularly this side, the turret will just keep shooting without needing to scan, which is just retardedly OP. Like, this is the worst place to be in. And he's going to run out of scans eventually. So as soon as the scan goes, just throw down another one. Really bad map design, so there we go again. Throw down a PDD very far away here, look, and it's going to catch, you can see it's catching all of the photon cannons. Unfortunately, oh god, that's a very bad move click from me. Unfortunately, destroyers also take up the PDD shots, so the photon cannons will be a bit more effective than they ought to be. Oh, big attack here. Look at this shit. But it's very easy to escape with Reapers. Ghost's a bit harder, but if you can cloak, then you can usually get away in a pub. They don't bother noticing there's a ghost walking through their base or anything. Oh, my Reaper's on my Raven hotkey, of course. Seems normal. So obviously Marines start at 4.5 range. Until you get by the range upgrades, they bumble around your phantoms. Oh, he took out my ghost, I think. Yeah. Did not expect that. And kill those so no one gets supply for them. This guy's going for Marines as well as Marauders. So in terms of upgrades, it's been mostly attack, +6 on my Marines, +7. I've been getting a lot of armor as well. This 4 is a lot of armor. Because they cost so much armor, but the turrets are worth it in my opinion. Alright, and now everyone's gone. I can double PDD that. Help out a little bit. Turrets are still sick. Cons is getting a Kerrigan. Yeah, so obviously the other team's left as well now, and yeah, seems pretty OP when I play it like that. 176 kills, 187 kills, 83 and 68 because I lost those two. But yeah, 200 kills in 30 minutes, and some of those would be like destroyers and T3 units. You can see the Reapers do farm really well if you keep them alive.